welcome back to Renee with Real Estate. Hope everyone's doing well.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
Doing fabulous. Just trying to stay warm in our colder weather, but we're doing great.
But we love it.
We love it. We love it. We actually love it as much as we love what we're about to talk about.
Yes, which is eXp. The brokerage that you're a part of now. You've been in it over year 5.
Year 5. You can tell
Crazy.
me.
I know, right? She has all
You can tell by the
4
awards on the front.
for the last 4 years.
Working towards the best.
And this really made a huge difference in your business. Like
Marked.
eXp, literally
Marked
Yeah.
difference. Yeah. I've actually said this before to people that it's not the company that makes you successful.
No.
You make yourself successful. However, it is the company that provides you varying foundations for that success. And so something about the fact that this company offers so much to the individual agent was what really attracted the entire model to me. Is that they're focused on agent success, not agency success. Like I know, think about it. Most people who are agents like, I want to be a broker so I can make all the money.
Yeah, no,
Do
it's
you not
true.
feel that way? Because they're watching the brokers who bring in agents and make all the money. So there's an idea that an agency is where the wealth is in real estate, and this company determined to set out and create a different model.
Right. They're raising up entrepreneurs.
Individual entrepreneurs.
Everyone is an owner.
Yes, you are the owner of your own company. Like you come in and that's immediate.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a broker to do this. You don't have to have been in real estate forever to do this.
No.
You could have been in a week and you can do this. Like, what an incredible foundation, platform to build a business from.
No, absolutely. I mean, and with life being as busy as it is, having a brokerage that's cloud-based, I mean, it's life-changing. You don't have an office you have to go to. You can literally work from anywhere.
There was a lot of pushback, I think, about cloud-based. You know, I'm sure when he first brought it up, it was a very difficult idea to introduce. And then, you know, I came into the company before the pandemic, so there was still that stigma of people need an office, you need somewhere to walk into, you know. Even though the years that I was in real estate prior to eXp, I worked in physical offices and next to nobody walked into them. And just about every person I met was through an app, a real estate app or an open house, or never the office.
No.
So, you know, office hours and keeping floor time, that kind of thing, like it was already, and this is where I think the owner was very forward thinking. He, you know, back in 2007 and 8, he saw the shifts. You know, he saw Amazon, he's like, hang on, we're gonna start doing life very differently.
Yeah.
And that could affect, it should affect how we do real estate. So yeah, no, a cloud-based, like it allows you to work from home, and then here comes the pandemic and we had to work from home.
Right, I mean,
perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out so well.
Yeah, it's made it easy. You know, like just even for me on a day-to-day basis, I would be driving, you know, documents. I'd have to drive the documents over to the office, and I'd have to scan them in, and I'd have to drop off checks, pick up checks, and like I once logged like the hours that week that I was in a car dropping off paperwork or picking up paperwork. It is 5 to 7 hours a week of that. I don't know about you, but time is money, and so like removing that from my weekly process was just a lifesaver for me.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, it was wild.
That's
I was
so
like,
wild.
because that's how you have to do it. There was, you know, that digital idea is not foundational in a lot of companies yet. I think we're gonna start to see shifts, but
No, I love that. I mean, and literally, eXp World is a virtual world that all the agents can go in and go to trainings. They can go to the auditorium. You can meet brokers. I mean, it's phenomenal that they've got. I mean, literally, you can go in and meet an agent that's on the other side of the world, and you guys can just hang out in this little metaverse at the same time.
I was chuckling with Chad because I got, you know, I'm working with agents in a few countries so far, and by working with them, I mean Chad and I have teamed up to train them on selling. Because interestingly enough, I've talked to agents in every country that we are in just about so far. It's 24
now.
24 countries, and we have 89,000 agents globally, so all over the world, a total of 89,000. And so I've been talking to agents in every country, and at the end of the day, no matter where in the world you are, what changes is going to be the language. You know, a listing could be a mandate, could be like, they have different words, right? Language will change, but what doesn't change sales is sales. It is person to person, meeting somebody that has a need, and you meeting that need and generating business. And I talked to Australian one day, Dubai the next, and everyone's struggling with the same process. So what we've done is we've gotten together with them to build grassroots businesses, because that's what this company offers. It offers every agent the opportunity to build their own brand ground up. And so having done it myself, starting from zero in a town, in a country I'm not from, in a town where I had no family, so I've done this from nothing in a place I had nothing. I feel like I have a lot of resources now to share with others and encourage them in their growth. And so I was invited to speak in this metaverse Chad referred to. So it's kind of like a video game, like if you think about
like SimCity.
It's like SimCity. Do you remember playing SimCity and being like, oh, I'm gonna create a city, and killing time doing nothing.
Right.
So now it's actually you go in and you make your little avatar, and your avatar gets dumped in the welcome center, and it's a world. Like literally, there's buildings, and there's an ocean, and like it's a world. It's like SimCity, and you take your little avatar, and what's wild is the city keeps growing. Like what the metaverse is now is bigger than it was when I joined, 5 years ago. And so, there's multiple auditoriums. Because now with every additional country, there's additional branches. They're building those countries out, and so, like I went to South Africa, and there's a desk. When you walk in, there's a desk, and they don't have one at the front desk yet, but every door is named what you need to do. And I was actually talking to the broker, and he's like, "You take the second door on the left. That's our auditorium." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I walk through the second door. I'm standing on stage, plot myself on stage, and then there's it's an auditorium. Think of any event space you've ever been in, and there's a stage and there's a big screen, and I could actually kind of create a Zoom. I could go live on my computer camera, so my avatar is standing there, but you see my face. And now I'm teaching South Africans how to build their business. Wild, just so wild, and then just getting the immediate feedback, because they're all in wherever they are, their bed, a coffee shop. They can literally be anywhere talking to me. We're engaging and having this great dialogue about growth in real estate in their country.
That's so wild.
No, I'm blown away on a daily basis, and then to be a part of something like that is just, it's like, well, how is anyone learning about this and not thinking, I've got to do this?
Right. No, it's just absolutely, it's amazing, because it's like, oh, I can't go to this conference that's, in Vegas, but I can pop into the world from my bed and still attend, because everyone's in this group, everyone's in this auditorium.
And that's actually a real thing, because if you are, really deep into the market, like an agent here in our area was, she had to hit some goals, and a 10-day trip or a 4-day trip was not feasible.
Right.
Because there's a momentum that you build.
Yeah.
And if you take time off, it's kind of like you can trip a bit sometimes if you take too much time off. And I did both conferences last year in Orlando and Vegas, and this year they're not on my radar, because I have too much of a growth mindset to go back and also the next time I go, I'm going to be speaking at those things. So
that's right.
Yeah. So, but I can still attend them.
Yeah.
I can still be there. I can still listen and get encouraged. I can dip in between showings and family and whatever is going on, and it's like takes your business to another level.
It really does. That's so crazy. So in terms of ownership in the company, stock, shares, there's 5 ways you can get it. So you get shares for your first transaction. You get shares when you cap. You get shares when an agent you sponsored closes their first transaction. You get shares when you icon. And then you can get shares if you're enrolled to have 5% of your commission, with stock being at a 10% discount.
So if you didn't catch that, this company is publicly traded.
Yes.
It has been. We're on the ticker eXp. Look it up. We are a debt-free company, have been. It's one owner. And that's actually all very strong when it comes to a stock market position.
Yeah.
And so then that's the thing. So Chad's a former Starbucks employee. When you worked with Starbucks and you worked your little hourly wage, they also offered.
Yeah, they offered stock as well.
Stock. And so you as an employee could take stock. So backstory for me, I had friends in college that worked with Chad at
Yeah.
Starbucks. Why are you not a millionaire?
Right? 'Cause no one
Did
taught
you
me.
not
No
opt
one
in?
taught me about stocks. No.
You didn't opt into. Okay, so I wouldn't have either. I was down for the
No,
free
I
coffee
no,
back
yeah,
then. I was
I
like,
had no
yeah,
idea.
free coffee.
I was excited about the coffee. Yeah.
Wow. So they opted in to the stock options, and I think they climbed into the management positions
Right.
and different things, and like probably like this had different straw. Anyway, fast forward 20 years. Don't start doing any math out there. At our age.
Right.
But we met right before I joined eXp. We met for lunch. They came from the West Coast, and you know I was doing really well in real estate. So I thought, oh, here, let me buy lunch. And they're like, no, Renee, let us. They're like, we're millionaires now off Starbucks stock. I was like, are you serious?
That's so wild.
Like here we are in the same like, and you're millionaires. I was like, man. And then there's that like regret, right? Like, why didn't I get on that back then? And like just kind of feel like I missed it. And then literally a couple months later, I find out this company is publicly traded and is set to do what Starbucks did. Meaning, you can have a publicly traded company, but it's just like if you're investing in a stock, how long have they been publicly traded?
Right.
Like you gotta look into these things to know if it's a, you know. So I looked into those things, right? Like where are they at? How, you know, their stock wasn't worth a lot yet, but what's their trajectory? They were, you know, they were setting into mergers and acquisitions. Like that's a positive sign in a company, and so
Right.
it seemed very advantageous. So yeah, like I got in not even knowing that like when I closed my first transaction, I got stock. I did not know. I did opt in to the,
Right,
and you should
5%.
opt into that percentage because that's what my friends did at Starbucks. Like you must not
Right.
have done.
Yeah.
And then just so when Chad met me, I was like, so Chad, I got stock somewhere. It's been like 3 years. I don't even know where it is, but it's, you know, and I icon every year, so I got whatever portion of that stock.
Right.
So he like starts searching it up, and then he comes in the next day, he's like, so you have like 6 figures of stock. I was like, what?
Just sitting there.
Just sitting there. I was like, what? I'm like, oh, I see how they got to be millionaires.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. It just keeps growing.
Yeah. Like, and even the market's going to do this, and everyone
Right.
knows this about the stock market. So,
Yeah.
you know, this is not your quick,
No, you just
that's not the quick,
investing
it's the
in.
long game, right?
Which is
So,
why the 5% makes so much sense.
it's a long
Because
game.
you just don't think about it.
It's like retirement. You know,
Yeah.
people pay into the, we joke, everyone's been paying into Social Security. My neighbor's like, where's that going to be with my, like, will there be, but we pay in, you know,
Right.
like, there's a stronger return in this company than right now than people are expecting with Social Security. So,
Oh, absolutely.
you know, so that's just another stream of income. And that was actually one of the big pulls for me. I think everybody kind of has their pain point. And so having got to, you know, late 30s, early 40s, I was like, I've got to have a future for myself. Where is that future? I did not make one for myself.
What are we
What
building?
should I do? So like that for me was very enticing. And then the fact that like they get to, I don't know if you read this too, but I thought I'd heard that if you do bring somebody into the company, you're both awarded stock then as well.
No, yeah, you are.
Yeah. So like every time you introduce somebody to the company, you're given, like they throw stock
They
at you.
literally give it to you.
Thank you,
It's-
Glenn Sanford.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, so you get it when an agent that you sponsor closes their first transaction.
Oh, they have to close a deal. So you
Yeah.
don't just bring it when they close a deal.
Right.
That makes sense.
Close their first deal, yeah. Because I mean, you can bring anybody in.
Like your brother or sister, they just,
Right.
yeah. Well, I don't
So-
have to be licensed, but
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, so just, I mean, eXp gives you so many ways to create a future.
With stock, right? So that was
Stock,
like
yeah.
that's one avenue. And then the other one, so we talked about being a broker.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, here in Virginia, you'd have to get your broker's license, takes 3 years, and then you have to, you have to get a physical office.
Right.
You have to hire, you have to recruit agents who are going to come work and produce for you. And then you're also taking all the errors and omissions on, all the liability on, like everything's falling on your shoulders.
Right.
What's really great about our company is that it's agent owned, and they give you the opportunity to have all the perks of being a broker. Not all, let's be real.
No.
Brokers, if you're a broker listening to this is a hurdle for you because a broker has all that liability, but they make a whole lot more money as well off of each agent.
Right.
But if you think about it, unless you have an ability to scale quickly globally, you're only going to be able to hire agents that are in a certain market, and you can only hire so many agents before you're set. Like
Right.
market saturation becomes a thing, so that's why you have to go to another area and try and get the best of the best to come work for you. Like it's this huge. So here they said, okay, look, we're going to handle all the overhead. We're going to handle the air emissions. We're going to handle all the legalities. We're going to handle all the paperwork. We're going to take all that off your plate.
Mm.
But in exchange, you're going to be treated financially like every other agent in our company. Difference is, you can take your skills of bringing in agents, because obviously if you're a broker and you recruit agents, you have a skill set. You know how to source and find agents and bring them into and coach and train and teach them. You have a skill set.
Yeah.
Take that skill set now, and you can leverage the 24 countries we're in, and you can actually now have agents with you globally. So it's a massive financial shift, and it would take a very strong, keen mindset to think bigger than the space that they're in. I feel like for me, if I was a broker, the big plus for me would be to get rid of the stress of the legalities.
Yeah, I agree.
Like the responsibility of every agent's behavior.
Right.
And that they're doing their job correctly, and that because it all falls on you.
Yeah.
And so, I've always said money's money, but when you look at money, like how much of your life and energy are you willing to trade for that almighty dollar?
Right.
And where do you want to put your energy? I'd rather have more free time and maybe expand abroad as I'm doing.
Right, I was going to say the other thing is that a broker in a traditional firm is limited to local.
100%. You're limited to the physical address that you have an office.
Yeah, you can't have agents outside of that.
You're not gonna. They can't. Yeah, you can't. You have to go put another office.
Yeah.
So here's a whole other office with a whole other. We even talked about creating more offices, and then it whittled down to like why.
Right. Yeah. We don't even have everyone coming here. So
why? Yeah. Why would we
have
agree?
them?
Why? Instead, let's leverage the space I created for other things, and
Right.
It's funny how things shift when you start, but this is a company where you don't have to. They said, look, we're taking the expense and the overhead away.
Right.
You don't have to put an office every place that you want to exist. You just have to find agents, boots on ground, willing to team up with you. That's it, and we'll facilitate everything else.
Right. Because it's cloud based.
Yeah,
so
and literally they are facilitating. Like
yeah.
you have an entire team of people. So now you broker or you agent that is like, I always hear this training. Where's my training? I need training. And they've gotten into. I've heard this too. I was in this company because I was told I would get great training. Now, I'll say this. Maybe they were told they get great training. Maybe there was great training, and they did not. They didn't take advantage of it. Everything is at your fingertips in this company, but if you don't make the effort, no one's reaching down to be like, hello, why are you not? You've got to do the work. But it's endless. Like the concierge is there 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to accommodate time zones and everything in the United States, and then abroad. Yeah, and literally walk in, and they're so friendly, and they'll answer any question you have. And then the brokers keep hours, and then there's in the auditoriums 40 plus hours of training every week on everything from lead generation, transactions, like what do you want to know more about? They've got, you can do it in your pajamas.
Yeah.
Under the covers where you're warm and cozy. Never leave the house. So it's got, and all these things are not the reasons I came over. I literally had tunnel vision. It was the stock.
Right.
It was the stock, and then the ability to cap. So he mentioned capping and iconing, and these are words that are very specific to eXp culture. Cap, not so much. A lot of companies cap.
They do, yeah.
Have a cap, a varying cap. There's a company in town that caps at half of what we cap at. And interestingly, one of the agents that came over here was almost going to go there because the cap was quicker. But then I said to her, I'm like, but can you get that 7K back? She's like, no. I'm like, you could literally get all 16K back in stock. You have to do some things for it. I understand if people like, when was money free? Like when people come in, they're like, they're just gonna give it all back to me, and I'm like, what? No, you have you attend. They want you. Look, they're putting on multi-million-dollar conferences, and they want people to attend. So what's a great way to get them to attend? I will give you $2,000 in company stock if you come. Oh, if you icon, right? So now the incentive is to icon, so you can go enjoy yourself in Las Vegas or Orlando for 3 to 7 days. And it's a write-off. And then also, I'm going to icon this year so I can get $2K in stock. So that 2K trip gives you 2K in stock, which in the next 3 years is going to be worth a hell of a lot more than 2K.
Yeah, it is.
And suddenly it's like, this model is so amazing.
It's so genius.
Like what? Like it's like.
Yeah. Well, and then we have to talk about rev share.
Oh, and then
That's
this
so
was
huge.
the thing, and it was the thing I was least interested in.
Yeah.
Mostly because, and you can understand that, like I have background in MLM. Well, you know, there's and the good and the bad of it.
Right.
And so a lot of people accuse our model of being that, and it's not.
It's not.
actually designed in such a very cool way that just shows that the owner of this company meant it when he said that he built this company to empower agents to be wealthy, not just an agency. Notice I said not just. He's still making good money.
Right. He's doing just
Make
fine.
no mistake. But he could be making, kind of like we talk about Dolly Parton, these start to blend, but
Right.
he could be making a whole lot more, like
Yeah.
a whole lot more. But he was like, what do I need all that for? And he decided to give back in what he's
All right.
about to tell you what the rev share is.
Yeah, so the rev share is basically sponsoring an agent who then joins eXp
Yep.
and basically has you as their sponsor or their mentor. And so for every agent that you bring over who is a producing agent, you get a piece of the pie from their sale.
But not their pie.
No.
Glenn Stanford's pie. So follow this. We are, depending on what country you are listening to this in, it's either 80-20 or 75-25. It just varies on country, but that's the split. Which in most of the countries where it's 75-25, 75 is significantly higher than most of the other agencies that are available in their area. So in either case, that 20 or 25% that goes to literally Glenn Sanford,
Right.
he looked at it, he's like, look, I took away my overhead. Like I don't have offices. He does have staff. He has to employ, everyone that's in the world that's working. You can understand he has business expenses.
Yeah.
But they're not the same as the traditional brokerage. And so he said, look, what I'm going to do is of the 20% that I take back, that I take, he's like, I'll allow you to earn the 20% back. I think not everybody does this. But for those who do, he's giving you not your money back, but stock,
Right.
which is genius. And instead it's 20%, he said, I will divvy up portions of my 20% amongst everyone above you. 7 above. So 7 above me, wherever, I know that goes up somewhere near Gene Frederick.
Okay.
I don't know how much, I think he might be 4 above me, 5 above. Either way, I'm up towards the people that started the company. And they will all get a tiny piece every time I sell until I icon.
Yes.
No, sorry, cap.
Oh yeah.
Until I
yeah,
cap.
Yeah.
When I'm 100% commission, everyone gets nothing.
Right.
And this is where if you're a broker, you're like, I stop earning? And it's like, yeah, you do if you stopped growing. Right? But if you figure that you're going to introduce this amazing model to people everywhere,
Yeah.
and they come in at different times of the year and at different moments of the year, different months of the year, suddenly, when they cap, if and when they cap, you still have other people that are, it's this revolving door.
Yeah.
And
It's so crazy.
so it's incredible.
It's like we say, we rise as we help others rise. That's literally what this company is doing because it goes 7 deep. So 7 people underneath you, you'll get a little piece of that, which is also coming from Glenn. So
Thank you, Glenn.
thank you, Glenn.
But the thing is that 7, like you may not know that layer.
Yeah,
Like
would have
they
no
would,
idea.
I can't tell you who 7 above me is. I have no idea. They
Yeah.
really don't know I exist. It's okay.
That's all right.
Yeah, but I'm meeting. So we just launched in Dubai. We just did a podcast in Dubai. As I meet agents over there, this model is changing agents' lives in that country. Because until now, it was a 50-50 agency dominated country.
Right.
The agents were just workhorses.
Yeah.
So empowering them to kind of be a brand and build a name for themselves and build a community there. Just a remarkable opportunity to completely change someone's life.
Yeah.
Completely changed mine. And I haven't even I've just started moving into the rev share side of things. I was taking advantage of all the perks of selling.
Right, exactly.
Just iconing over and over again. So, that's what I've done now is that what worked for me, I'm smacking this microphone. What worked for me was I learned how to be successful as an agent, as a salesperson, and now I'm paying that forward. But what I keep telling everyone that's come into this company or they're introduced to this company is the model speaks for itself. So, and by that I mean the person who brought me in had nothing to do with my business or my success. In fact, we don't speak. So unless we're in a deal together, let that speak volumes of the company. You don't have to be the person that educates them or builds someone to success. The model speaks for itself.
Right.
It works for itself.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
So many good things.
We just are so, like, I love Chad's working on his license, but I love, he's just like, this company's so amazing.
It's so amazing.
Like, the more he listens to it and gets into it, he's like, this company's so amazing. He's like, how does anyone know about this and not?
Right. Like,
And
it
not.
just keeps going.
Like, and not.
There are so many things you can get with this company. It's just phenomenal.
Like, walking to the office and be like, did you know?
Right. I keep finding new
Yeah, and
things.
sometimes I'm like, no.
I mean, you could spend all day just finding out all the amazing things.
Oh, and we could go on for decades
Yeah.
about this, but we just wanted to highlight this model and just really speak from a place of personal experience. I mean, 12 months of Chad working with me and year 5 for me, and just how remarkable it's been.
It's incredible.
And then you can ask either of us any questions.
Yes.
We'd be happy to answer.
Absolutely.
I know.
I love it. Oh, so good. All right, let's do it. I always love the facts.
I say he always tries to say something where I'm like to get me.
I do. I always try. All
Let's
right,
try to get
so I'm gonna preface this.
I really don't know.
I have nothing to back this up. Nothing. I have no idea, but it's a fun fact.
Okay.
So,
okay.
but I'm sharing because I want to see what you think. Okay. All right. In the U.S.,
Yeah.
homes with black or charcoal gray front doors sold for $6,200 more than houses that didn't. Absurd!
Everyone's calling Chad now to pay their
Anybody want their door?
black and charcoal black?
Yeah. No, black and charcoal gray.
My door's for home.
So, have you ever seen this come up?
People watching, can you comment below?
Please comment.
Yeah, like, so did you,
What color is your door, and did it affect your
do you
sale?
think it affects,
Yeah.
now I will say this, I do have clients, so from a very practical place, you know, you walk up to a house with a teal door, like a turquoise door, people are like, oh, that door. But it doesn't even stop anyone usually from considering the home, nor does it affect any, it's not like we negotiate down, because the door is pumpkin orange.
No, I mean, I have painted a lot of doors as a paint contractor.
Probably
So-
in an effort to sell, maybe in a
Yeah, I mean,
buyer's market.
it was always a fact of painting it before it went on the market.
Because people, why do you
So-
pick funky colors for your doors?
Well, I mean, we
I
had that one client that you sold their house, and it was like a bright lime green front door that I had to paint. But she still bought it,
She did.
so I
She did it. It's not like she said, I think we need $1,000 off because the door's lime green. Like that didn't happen, but it'd be curious. That stat came from somewhere.
It came from somewhere. I have no idea where, but
Be
it
very
came from
curious
somewhere.
if
So
you have experience with the door of your home in a sale or someone you know. Share below.
let us know.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. See you next week.